Sometimes you need to take 1 week or maybe even more than that. But to all Asian team is quite tough for everyone because the Asian Cup selection is at September. Then January is a World Pastry Cup. So they don't have much time to prepare. But I can see all the Asian team are doing their best and changing all the sculpture and even the food. So it's a new thing to bring out the world. So it's very impressive.
Okay, so the Asian selection being quite close to the World Cup, so you have not a lot of time in between to prepare. We can see Canada has less than 2 minutes now left for their frozen lollipop to finish. They're just finalizing in the lab. Some Canadian fans there.
So yes, I know you can't see out here into the stage from where you are, but yeah, there's some Canadian fans that are here that are cheering on their team. We've got the maple leaves out. There they are on the screens. So there's about 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the clock for them to put any finishing touches. So just as the frozen lollipop for Team Malaysia was being sent out, one of the committee members passed me one of the lollipops. And I must say that really to have something and have this new part of the competition of just one bite in a lollipop, it's really fascinating the amount of flavor that can be packed into just one bite. And sometimes maybe that's all you need, just a sweet little pick-me-up in the middle of a day. I feel great. Here we go, 30 more seconds. You can see what Canada is going to be sending out for their frozen lollipop there. Canada, why don't you count us in from 5, 4, ladies and gentlemen, coming out of kitchen number 8 for Team Canada.
Dans le laboratoire, le box numéro 8, l'équipe du Canada vient d'envoyer sa sucette glacée. Le troisième dessert de cette session du deuxième jour de la Coupe du Monde de pâtisserie, si vous nous rejoignez. Voilà les sucettes glacées canadiennes, tenues par Quentin Bailly, ancien vainqueur de cette Coupe du Monde de pâtisserie, qui aujourd'hui est au service de ses pairs, de ces jeunes qui sont en train de monter. On va dire je suis Cédric. Attends. Voilà, là aussi, une fleur très délicate proposée par les Canadiens pour la dégustation aujourd'hui. Dessert glacé, alors évidemment une petite pièce sur laquelle la température de service est très importante. Ça fond beaucoup plus vite qu'un gros dessert.
So there we have the recipe now on the screen. Flourishing Flower is the name of the Canadian lollipop, Otto.
Yes, there is a parfait passion sea buckthorn and cranberry, maple compote, maple compote. So we all know Canada is famous of the maple. So it's very good idea they bring out their own unique and special of ingredient, which is maple and raspberry praline too.
Absolutely, because by using a maple, they're probably going to be the only ones using it.
Yes, it's an ingredient that represent their own country. Very nice.
Good. Well, what about the topic of climate change? How did they incorporate it?
I would say it's very obvious. It's kind of like a chocolate flower that is blossom. So
Good. We have about less than 4 minutes left for Tunisia to finish their lollipops, the Canadian lollipops being presented to the judges, probably already eaten. And let's go back to the room, Angela and Vincent.
Oh, indeed. We are back in the room, just watching Tunisia's kitchen, and they don't have any of their lollipops out at the front yet, so we really don't know what to expect from them. They're working on some sugar at the front, but so far in their kitchens, I don't see anything.
Hold on, Angela, just one sec. We actually received the lollipop by Canada in the studio now, so Otto can try it. So let's take a bite.
okay. They say tips, which is you have to gentle take out. So remove, but I will not. I will keep in my mouth. And then one bite.
That looks like approval.
The maple is very, the fragrance of the maple is very nice, yeah, from my point of view. So it's blend well with the raspberry.
So you can taste the maple.
Yes, yes, I can taste the maple. And there's a small tip, which is all the flower shred. This one is small detail that the one side maybe the sun area or one. So I like the small detail of this kind of design.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's not straight. It looks like a real flower that turns itself towards the sun.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Otto. So 2 minutes left for Tunisia. And now, Angela, I throw it to you. You must be there. We see the lab of Tunisia there, but no lollipops. Maybe they're still kept frozen somewhere, or we just cannot see them on camera right now, the lollipops by Tunisia. Maybe they're keeping it in their fridge like last time. They took out the cake quite last minute and it was quite cold, remember?
It's a secret. You won't review until the last minute.
Yes, exactly. And France, we can see the lab of France preparing itself. They have 8 minutes left, a little bit more than 8 minutes left. They're preparing themselves for, you see their chocolate artistic piece there. It looks like a monkey that they're preparing, a monkey made out of chocolate. France. And we go back to Tunisia. Less than 1 minute left, 45 seconds. And we still don't see the lollipops. They're really making it a secret. So a little bit of suspense there. Maybe Otto, can you guess?
Hard for me to guess because almost 20 minutes. The chef is opening. Something is coming out.
Something is coming out. 20 seconds left. Ooh!
Very eye-catching.
Yeah, with that red. It looks like meringue on the top.
Yeah, you are right.
10 seconds left.
5,
4, 3, 2, and finished. Just in time.
So there you have it. We are now lab number 9. That is the frozen lollipop coming from Team Tunisia.
Oui, c'est l'équipe de Tunisie qui vient de présenter à notre jury les sucettes glacées. Le jury s'en donne à cœur joie pour photographier et garder en mémoire les sucettes qui leur sont présentées comme tous les autres desserts depuis le début de cette journée.
So the Tunisian lollipops being handed out and tasted already with admiring top. Otto, talk us through the ingredients.
Okay, here we have Greek yogurt ice cream, marbled with strawberry confit, red fruit confit, and lime meringues, and neutral icing.
Great. And the judges, yes, 1 bite, 2 bites. It's at least 2 bites as it looks.
Yeah?
Would you say?
I don't know. I'm gonna try.
To make it 1. Yeah, maybe you want to enjoy it, so you take 1 bite after the other.
Yeah.
Here, the jury member of the Philippines was just taking his bite. And we're getting a lollipop here in the studio. Otto TAY has it now in his hands. And what do you think by seeing it now live in front of you?
Oh, I'm gonna try and see how.
You want to try. So let's come back to the studio where Otto TAY is trying the lollipop by Tunisia. It's definitely more than 1 bite. I mean, maybe you could, but you should enjoy. And we have about 3 minutes and 50 seconds left for our last team to finish up their lollipops.
Yes. I can taste very nice Greek yogurt ice cream, but the shell of the chocolate, if I can choose, I would choose slightly thinner.
Slightly thinner, okay.
So the chocolate will not cover up the taste of a frozen dessert.
So slightly thinner, but other than that, the balance of the flavors?
The balance of the flavor, I feel is nice, but I'll be surprised more if there's more kind of different texture or crunchiness or layering of the different, example, semi-fado or parfait or sorbet or combination of gelato or ice cream.
So it can be even more playful still with the texture there. Great. Well, that's the Tunisian lollipop. Thank you very much. I would say let's go back into the room as there's a lot of noise now for our very last team, which is France. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left for the last team of tasting a lollipop. We can see now the kitchen lab number 10. And here are the lollipops by France. And once again, Otto, we see flour being one of the topics.
Very nice flower. Is it you can teach me how to say very pretty flower in French?
Que belle fleur.
Que belle fleur.
What a pretty flower. Que belle fleur. Des fleurs très beaux, très belles. La fleur, très belle. Les fleurs très belles.
Les fleurs très belles. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm practicing my French here. That's great.
Eh les Français, il y a Étienne Leroy, il dit qu'on vous entend pas. Que vous êtes endormis.
So you can actually see there are also some Greek flags there waving in the back, not only French flags, because of course one of the team members of France, Georges Kousanas, is originally Greek, so you see also a lot of Greek flags in the back.
I am a bit nervous, I must confess. Angela, what about you? You're so
Actually,
cool.
I'm really enjoying having the supporters making so much noise at this point of time. Really in that final box, it makes a big difference. We don't have a dip in the energy. The energy is like fantastic out here.
Well, it's only 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Et voilà le gong qui retentit. Attention, mesdames et messieurs, on n'entend pas les Français, ils se sont endormis.
Ladies and gentlemen, and that's it. That's the last frozen lollipop of the day. Here we are, kitchen number 10 for Team France.
Très joli travail qui est en ce moment montré à notre jury de dégustation. Pierre, fait une photo. Voilà la photo pour la postérité. Mesdames et messieurs, la présidence du jury ne tient pas en place. Hein. Quelle émotion, quelle tension.
So here we have it, the French lollipops being presented to the media and to the judges. Lorenzo Pucca there trying the French lollipop. You saw him this morning in the studio, honorary president of the international jury, I must say. Lorenzo Pucca, who won with Italy in the past edition of the World Cup of Pastry there. The winner is always the president of the international jury for the next edition of the World Cup. So let's take a look at the French lollipop. Otto, what exactly we are just receiving here one of its lollipops, of France's lollipops in the studio. Can you describe us what exactly it is?
In the recipe, there is fresh herb sorbet, raspberry coulis, vanilla yogurt ice cream, and it's a nice design of flower. Yes, I can see there's on top kind of like caviar. It thinks it's like a finger lime thing. So let's see how's the taste.
Good, go ahead.
Crispy, huh?
Mm-hmm. I can hear. They're cheering for you, Otto. They're seeing you like, yes, it's
It's
good.
like a perfume in my mouth. Very nice. I know they say, très joli. It's a nice idea. Remind me of avatar flower.
Ah,
Yes.
okay. So perfume, what kind of taste?
It's like a raspberry, then with the yogurt together. So it's not just vanilla. Very good idea to have yogurt to give refreshness. From my point of view, I like.
You like it. Well, that was it. That was the last lollipop of this year's World Cup of pastry. We're done with all the lollipops. The judges are just finishing them as well. Thank you very much, Otto TAY, for being here again and commenting on these lollipops. Any favorites?
Thank you. My pleasure. All the best to everyone. May the best team win.
Thank you very much. In that case, Angela, back to you. Yes, go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are actually having all of the members of the jury finally getting to stand up and stretch their legs. So if we could just have everyone please to give a round of applause and thank you for all of our members of the jury as we release the jury members.
Oui, merci Angela. Remercier effectivement le jury de dégustation. On va demander au public de bien vouloir applaudir. A warm applause for the jury and the members of the committee. And most of all, for the candidates also. But they are not done yet.
They are not done yet. Woof. Long day already. The jury members already tasted. How many desserts did we go through? 36 desserts already. No, I'm counting poorly. 26 desserts already. 27.
It's better than soups, isn't it? It's better. You better have 27 desserts than 27 soups.
So, we still have quite a bit of an afternoon to go through. The teams are going back into their kitchens. They're working on their sugar and showpieces. And coming up next for the next round of judging will be the restaurant-style desserts.
Okay.
That's
we'll be
right.
seeing you in a minute.
That's right, Angela. You mentioned that the restaurant-style desserts. That's the next tasting. We're going to continue at 2:30 with that tasting. We're going to go into a quick ad break, so take a break, and we'll be back for the last tasting of this year's World Cup of Pastry. See you then.
Together for almost a century, together with cocoa producers, artisans, and all chocolate lovers, we have been moving the needle for a fair and sustainable industry and for creative and responsible gastronomy. Beyond words, we believe in actions. 100% of Valrona's cocoa can be traced back to the producers. As a certified B Corp, we are committed to improving every day. We accompany artisans of good taste in creating works of art with the most beautiful material and to be actors in the sustainable and committed gastronomy of tomorrow. Together, good becomes better.
Your hands, they produce the most beautiful and delicious creations. Day in and day out, we work hard to give you a helping hand. We provide tips, techniques, and quality products, which is why Debic is in good hands with you, and you are in good hands with Debic. Epic, made for professional hands.
At Dobla, we aim for the finest indulgence. Cake, pastry, a dessert, coffee, or ice cream should not just taste great. It has to look irresistible too. We therefore work with the world's best pastry chefs and chocolate professionals who understand that people buy with all their senses. Our chocolate decorations help our customers create exciting experiences for their consumers. That's the Dobla touch.
I found some chords in an order that is new. I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sang. I was told when I get older all my fears would shrink, but now I'm insecure and I care what people think.
My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. We're stressed out. Sometimes a certain smell will take me back to when I was young. How come I'm never able to identify where it's coming from? I'd make a candle out of it if I ever found it. Try to sell it, never sell out of it. I'd probably only sell one. Maybe to my brother, cause we have the same nose, same clothes, homegrown, a stone's throw from a creek we used to roam. But it would remind us of when nothing really mattered. Out of student loans and treehouse homes, we all would take the ladder. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Pretend give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we'd fly far away. Used to dream about it, but now we're laughing at the face saying, wake up, you need to make money. We used to pretend give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we'd fly far away. Used to
And welcome back from that short break. As you all are now watching, here we are in the stadium at the World Pastry Cup 2023 in Sierra Leone. And wow, we have had an incredible afternoon so far. We have seen 3 different kinds of dessert judging throughout the entire 10 kitchens here. And coming up next, very shortly, we're going to be calling out a very esteemed judging panel that will be doing the last round of judging here on day 2, which is for the restaurant dessert.
You're still on real good shape after those 2 crazy days.
Oh, you know,
What's your secret, Angela?
I'm in great shape because we had a little like pep me up earlier where Vincent and I did a little duet where we sang together. Everything's fantastic here on stage.
You want me to show my secret?
Oh, show us your secret.
Always got my spoon in the pocket. Ok, mesdames et messieurs, effectivement, c'est un peu le dénouement de ces 2 journées incroyables de concours ici sur l'espace de la Coupe du Monde de pâtisserie au Sierra Leone. Je peux vous dire quelque chose, la tension est à son maximum. Les Français se sont endormis complètement. Il y en a encore 2 ou 3 qui ne dorment pas. Toujours est-il que nous sommes dans la dernière dégustation sur cet espace scénique avec le dessert de restaurant, nouvelle épreuve, pour inclure dans la grande famille des pâtissiers, les pâtissiers de restaurant auprès des pâtissiers de boutique ou des formateurs, etc. Alors on va accueillir avec Angela le jury de dégustation, car il a un tout petit peu changé. Il est composé notamment de chefs restaurateurs.
Yes,
Hein?
indeed.
Et on va commencer, Angela.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please let's have a round of applause as we welcome out our first restaurant jury member, Tom Meyer from Granite, France.
Voilà, le restaurant de Paris, Granite, effectivement. On va également accueillir Sébastien VAUXION, le Sarkara, premier restaurant sucré étoilé de l'histoire du monde.
Next out, welcome out Albert ADRIÀ from Enigma in Spain.
Absolument. Et enfin une femme, hein, ça manquait un petit peu dans le jury. Aurélie COLLOMB-CLERC, flocon de sel, la pâtissière de Megève, de l'équipe de Emmanuel Renaud.
And please welcome out to the stage Sofia CORTINA from La Vitrine, Mexico.
J'ai cité Emmanuel Renaud, grand chef triplement étoilé au guide Michelin, au guide rouge. Et il y en a un autre qui sera dans le jury avec nous. C'est Mauro COLAGRECO du Mirazur à Menton.
And next out, keep your applause rolling as we welcome out Benoit CHARVET, executive pastry chef of the Paul Bocuse restaurant.
Alors je vais vous demander également d'applaudir, mais vous en avez l'habitude, les 3 présidents de ce jury qui, avec un bel effort et une belle fin, vont venir asseoir leur talent à cette table. J'ai nommé le président d'honneur du jury, Monsieur Cédric GROLET.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now welcome out the president of the international jury, Lorenzo Puca.
Et enfin, pour compléter cette table absolument multi-étoilée, des étoiles plein les yeux en tout cas, quand on interroge les pâtissiers ici à Lyon, ils nous disent, sans conteste, c'est le patron. Le patron, je vous demande de l'accueillir, président de la Coupe du Monde de pâtisserie, Monsieur Pierre HERME.
Ladies and gentlemen, this man needs no introduction. It's the president of the World Pastry Cup, Pierre HERME.
Ok, Angela, j'aimerais aussi qu'on remercie the members of the committee, les membres du comité qui sont à l'œuvre depuis 2 jours et depuis bien plus longtemps parce qu'il a fallu présenter et préparer cette Coupe du Monde de pâtisserie. Je vais vous demander d'applaudir les membres du comité qui sont sur scène. Ah bah non, attendez, stop, ça va pas du tout là. On va recommencer, puis après je vais sévir. Je vous demande, I ask you, a round of applause, d'applaudir chaudement les membres du comité.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for our committee members.
Merci. So what's going to happen here? This last jury, could you explain it to us?
So coming up in just a very short while, we are going to see at 2:44, I believe, if I'm looking at the schedule correctly, the first restaurant dessert of the day, and that's going to be from kitchen number 1. And like the previous tastings, the dessert will be walked around the room, walked for everybody for the photos before being presented to the members of the jury. And I do believe that you might have to run and do another thing. You have another engagement.
Yes.
So we might need to rely on Tanya in the studio, and Tanya is going to be switching out for a different Vincent.
Oh, yes? You mean another Vincent who might replace me?
Did she call you the other Vincent yesterday? So
yeah, she was calling
she's
Vincent
going to have
in all
the
senses.
first
Yeah,
one.
it's true, true. In all directions, they're Vincent, Vincent away. Tanya, so I won't be long out, but I have to accompany the teams of Bocuse d'Or starting tomorrow and welcome them. It's my job too. So I'll rely on you both. You girls, you're so good. You don't need me anymore. You know perfectly how it works.
You're going to be very missed. But we'll see you
I hope so.
for the,
I hope so anyway.
We'll see you for the finale,
À
right?
tout à l'heure. Je vous laisse découvrir les desserts sur assiette dont le tour se terminera évidemment. Dernier candidat à passer aujourd'hui, ce sera la France. Mais ça sera pour tout à l'heure.
Thank you very much, Vincent. Well, we're going to see you later for the prize ceremony, so it won't be long until we see you again. And now I'm joined here in the studio by Vincent Bourdin and Franck LACROIX. Vincent Bourdin, you met yesterday. If you followed the live stream, he's the founder and the organizer of the Asian Pastry Cup. And we have Franck LACROIX, he's a journalist with the Journal du Pâtissier. And they're here, of course, to comment on the restaurant desserts that are going to be handed out in a few minutes. Vincent, let's start with you. What exactly are you looking out for when tasting a restaurant dessert?
We are definitely looking at the dessert that should come at the end of a meal, and one thing that we really expect is something different in terms of structure, in terms of temperature. We are not looking at a cake into a plate.
What about you, Frank? Anything to add?
Yeah, that's the end of a cake in a place, like 20 years. And now we are hero who make dessert in assiette. And the dessert at an assiette for a restaurant is 3 savor maximum, or 1. You have to, the taste, the look, and the dream, the emotion.
Great, thank you very much for the quick explanations. We actually have a few seconds left for Colombia to finish up their plated dessert. So Angela, I throw it back to you.
Yes, so I'm here just right in front of kitchen number 1. We see Colombia doing some final touches. They're doing some quenelles of their sorbet, going out onto their plated dessert. They have 5 seconds left on the clock. Let's see. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the first restaurant dessert of the day from kitchen number 1 for Team Colombia.
So there it is, Colombia's plated dessert. And we already also see their chocolate sculpture there.
Can I just ask, there's one Colombian supporter in the audience that has the biggest scream. Do it again, let's hear you for Colombia.
Oh, wow.
What's up?
There's one fan for Colombia, loud in the audience.
Welcome, guys.
Y aquí está el postre del Colombia.
Actually, I think there's about 3. I hear 3 different kinds of screaming for Colombia.
comprends pas parce qu'il y a deux trucs. Non, vu du dessus. Ah, ok.
So what you're catching little glimpses of here is the team from Colombia is coming out with a little bit of tableside service.
So,
And there's a small bottle with some small plants inside as well, and there's an explanation for it.
yeah, I was just looking at that, Angela, wondering what that bottle is. I think it comes with a QR code again, right? It has a QR code.
There is a QR code together with the restaurant dessert, and
It's probably leading to the same video we saw before. So the judge is opening the bottles. Let me throw it to Vincent and Franck. You were just discussing what exactly were you talking about right now?
We were looking at, in fact, this is surprising. As you said, there is a drink, which is something that I personally like. I mean, it's in this drink. We are already coming at that point of time, we're coming into a restaurant dessert if there is a pairing. So that's a good step. Let's see further.
Yeah, you can see on the image that you can also comer una postre.
You can eat dessert.
Each point, chick, chick, chick.
So
but
each piece.
Normally, you put the spoon and you have all the flowers in one spoon.
Okay, so here you have the flavors divided. There's several pieces of postre, which is a dessert in Spanish, but not like you take one bite and you have all the flavors in there. Vincent, anything to add on that?
Looking at the recipe, I'm also interested. There is a fruit which has been presented only once in the history of the World Pastry Cup in desserts.
And it
We're
is?
talking about feijoa, which is originally a fruit coming from South America, which is sometimes found in the south of France or in Corsica and Australia. Majority of the people here today, I guess, would have never seen feijoa. And that reminds us an anecdote that we had about that fruit a few years ago with Vincent on stage right now.
Ah, it's the first time I hear of it. Don't touch the dessert yet, as we want to film it. We have the dessert here in the studio now, but Vincent and Franck wanted to dig in, of course, already. We first film it, then you can try. But maybe, what about the topic? I think the name is it Hope? Did I see that correctly? It's Hope. Again, the same title as before. And the video, the QR code leads you to the video showing the next generation.
So yeah, I just clicked on the QR code myself, and again, it goes back to the Instagram account, and it showed a plant being born out of a seed.
Nice,
Hatching out of a seed.
So it is a different video as before.
Yes.
Okay, thanks Angela for checking. Frank, go ahead.
The dessert, the name is Hope.
Hope,
and
yeah.
they said, where there is hope, there is life. So I can see a flower, a new flower. Perhaps it's a new life. And it becoming on the earth of the dessert.
Yeah, and maybe these brown things representing something that is burned, but then new hope arising. Okay, now you can.
Yes.
You can taste. Go ahead.
Come on, boy.
Sharing is caring. That's what we're doing here. Sharing is caring, eating from one plate. But there's so many desserts, we cannot eat the whole thing, so. Oh, I see Franck. Oh.
It's like a ski ice, you know? You make like that on the flowers. And it's very Peaceful.
It's comforting.
Yes. And I can see just in one spoon, yes, there is hope for the future of the flowers of Colombia.
So approval from Frank. Vincent still letting the flavors. There's a lot of in the studio.
Obviously, Franck loves the raspberry. I recognize the feijoa in the jelly, which is something which is a very acquired taste. And interesting, some textures. Maybe a bit soft to my point of view, but good.
What is soft in your point of view? Everything or
The textures.
the textures? Yeah.
Textures.
Okay.
There is crispy, there is acidity,
There is crispness
there
and
is
acidity.
hope. No, it's good. It's good. Ready.
Very good. Okay, I
Yeah.
can see the plate is almost empty.
Yep.
You need to leave a bit of room for the next. There's still
Careful, huh?
like 9 left.
Yes, but it's good, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can also see that both of you are carrying your own spoons here in your pockets, which is funny. Have you been using
because
it?
I have two things to work, a pen and a spoon.
As a food journalist, of course.
To test. The reality is to test.
Yeah. If I could do only with the spoon, it would be even better.
Okay.
Seriously.
But
Great.
I want to say, yes, it's good.
It's good. Good. So this is approval for the team of Colombia. Anything? Woo! Anything else to add, Vincent?
Corn hash. It's funny because doesn't look like the description unless there has been some changes in last minute, which sometimes happen, or decision to change something. But it was supposedly to be corn hash instead of the spray, chocolate spray on top, which might have changed slightly the taste. Let's see.
So what you're saying is that in the recipe there's written something else and then they did something else.
Yep. Maybe they have an issue somewhere, or I don't know, or a last decision to change.
Yeah. But would you say that that works as well, what they came up with last minute?
Yes, I would have. I wish that I could have tasted what was announced in that case.
And it's finished with a citrus touch from flower pollen. That's also, there is life is becoming with pollen. No, it's on the theme.
So it's on the theme, pollen being the nutrition for bees.
So if there is pollen, so are the flowers.
Only? And what is this, chef?
They are different. It's a mix of different. A crumble of. There is obviously pistachio, or some almond, I guess.
It's good.
And it's a dessert, as you mentioned, the restaurant-style dessert is a dessert you eat after a meal.
In that sense, yes, because it's still light. So there is still light. There is a freshness with the sherbet. So yeah, still edible definitely after dessert. At least it is not a cake put into a plate. That's for sure.
Good. Well, before we go to Argentina, which is our next country lined up, almost 4 minutes left, let's take a look at some of the sculptures that are about to be, they're almost done actually, or a few of them are ready. So let's just look at some of these images now.
Oui.
So when you're hopping around from kitchen to kitchen like that on the images, it's difficult to see what country each of those are from. But yeah, the teams are really, they're busy working. This is the last tasting judging of the day. There you have, that monkey is for Team France. That's in the final kitchen. And that's the baby monkey. There's an orangutan that has a very intricate fur-like pattern that they're using as well. This is Team Malaysia that you're looking at now. And I didn't notice it before as they were working, but is that another whale? So that's the second whale that we're seeing today in their neighboring kitchen in Team Japan. There's the other whale. And then yesterday we also saw a whale that was in the kitchen for Team Taiwan.
That looked really nice. I can see you were cheering. Malaysia is there, of course, as the head of the Asian Pastry Cup.
They won the last Pastry Cup in October, so this is together with other Asian teams. They are definitely here, and the pressure is very high for them because the last time they won the Asian Pastry Cup and then they came to Lyon, they finished first on the podium, which was the first time in the history. So I don't want to give them too much pressure. It's already there.
And it's also a very young team.
Indeed.
So we see Argentina now there, 1.5 minutes left to serve their restaurant dessert. Angela, are you close to the lab?
I am. I am just in the front of the lab for Team Argentina, and they are completely calm and collected. They're not running around anywhere. Everything's in good shape for the team. And now remember, this is the last tasting for the judges. And then after that, the teams are going to be finishing their sugar and chocolate showpieces. We'll also be getting the ice sculptures out of the freezers to be brought back, and those are going to be displayed all together, which is new for the World Pastry Cup 2023. In previous years, the ice was never displayed together with the sugar and chocolate showpieces.
That's definitely a novelty there. So 30 seconds left. If the teams don't finish in time, by the way, there is minus 100 points that will be taken away. But I think so far we haven't seen that all teams managed to finish on time.
We've seen some shaky hands, that's for sure. Okay, now we're at 8 seconds. Where's the Argentinian fans? Sleeping? There you have it, and there goes out of the kitchen. Ladies and gentlemen, you have the restaurant-style dessert from kitchen number 3 for Team Argentina.
So they're still finishing, it seems, their desserts. Am I seeing that correct? The Argentinian team adding a few toppings still. As I can see, they're just...
Yes, you're correct. The team is coming by and then just adding the twill and a little bead of red over the top.
You know it? You know it? It's only rock and roll, but I like it, Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So here we have the Argentinian dessert, restaurant dessert. Let's take a look at the images. Floral transparency. Maybe can you talk us through the ingredients? We're seeing there's something which looks like an egg. Vincent or Frank?
Yes. Seems that to have some molding below. And the cream, yeah, what looks like an egg, I don't know, it's probably some, I was actually reading there's some whipped cream there. Honey, panna cotta, I don't know, I will have to test it, we will have to see how it works. Definitely the dessert sounds to be pretty much based on some acidity because there's a lot of different type of citruses and apricot.
Okay.
So we're gonna test this.
You have it now, yeah, in front of you. Panna cotta, we've heard. Let's see how it's being cut, how it looks. And everything is shared here. As I said, sharing is caring here in our studio.
There is vanilla, there's apricot, orange and passion, and raspberry. There's a lot of people.
There's
on a small place. But
The eggs you were asking for, it's obviously the panna cotta.
So the eggs being the panna cotta. Some suspense here. Still making up their minds here.
it's fresh, a little acidity, a little sweet vanilla, raspberry, because raspberry is for all the pastry in the world. It's good.
I would, to me, lack of character.
Okay.
In terms of structure and in terms of taste balance. We are into something which is soft, sweet, definitely with some acidity, but...
So the it factor is missing, the thing that makes the difference.
The surprise, the
sun on the move. There is not sun on the move.
Oh, you're in pose as well. Oh, yeah, lack of structure to me.
Good. Well, thank you very much. That was the Argentinian dessert. Of course, that's just the opinion of our commentators here, and the judges, they need to make up their minds themselves. We have Egypt coming up in 1 minute and 45 seconds. You just saw it on the screen. We see the lab there now. Lab number 4, Egypt, finalizing their plated dessert.
Yes, thanks, Tanya. Egypt is putting some finishing touches. I think earlier in the day from Team Egypt, we also saw that they had a mushroom that was about 5 times this size in one of their other desserts. It came out with one of their cakes, so they have a few of this mushroom design. But you know, I just wanted to say that you've got such a great team in the studio right now. I loved watching Franck taste the desserts. He tastes with his whole body. So Franck, when you're tasting the desserts, I can see your body moving and everything, and it's like a dance that's happening in your entire system with the dessert.
That was absolutely fun. I was enjoying it as well, Angela.
Yeah, that's fun. You'd be a great dinner companion. I want to go and have dinner together with you.
Say it again.
Franck would be a great dinner companion. I would love to go and have dinner with him and just watch the body movements as his entire body enjoys the meal.
Absolutely, absolutely. He's actually just focused now, right now, so he's not hearing you, but I will pass on the message.
Okay. I think you've developed an ear for listening to the other room.
Yeah,
So,
I think so.
We have 13 seconds left on the clock for Team Egypt to finish their restaurant-style dessert. Let me go and get closer to the kitchen to see if they're quite ready with that. And there is the gong. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. From kitchen number 4, the restaurant-style dessert from Team Egypt.
So here it is, the Egyptian dessert on a plate, restaurant-style dessert, on a very typical restaurant, like traditional plate, white plate. We're receiving it here in the studio to be displayed. And I'm going to ask Frank and Vincent to tell us what is inside.
Well,
in the Breeze of Life, by the way. Breeze of Life is the name.
A small breeze.
A small breeze of life.
Yeah. You know something? This is amazing. You remember yesterday? We didn't have the chance to taste everything, but amazingly, yesterday, the fruit of yesterday was mango.
It was, and today it's raspberry.
Today is raspberry, exactly. This is 3 desserts that we are coming. We haven't tasted yet, and in 3 desserts there is 2 times raspberry.
Vincent, you know, yesterday you said, I wish someone would use something like raspberry. I think everyone changed their recipe for today to make you happy.
I like this power.
No,
Yes.
but I think probably it's just a coincidence, a funny coincidence.
Unbelievable, right? Let's see that.
So the judges are trying it now.
No, but there is something also interesting, which is definitely the note of Egypt, is that we do have cardamom here.
Cardamom, that's interesting. So another spice.
And that's definitely something, that's definitely a flavor from the Middle East and all the region.
Yeah, so let's try. The little breeze of life, as Frank mentioned, is now being tasted by Franck LACROIX and Vincent BOURDIN.
It's good.
And there he goes again, Frank, with all his movements, tasting it.
No, it's good.
You taste with your body.
Yeah, and with my heart.
With your heart, yeah.
There is an emotion of raspberry, mango, something like that. It's fresh on your heart. But I don't see the sun.
So you just feel the breeze without the sun.
A small breeze.
Yeah, there was supposed to be an espuma. Well, I guess it's an espuma because here they announce carrot juice foam, so I would assume that it is an espuma. And I cannot see the carrot espuma, which would have probably bring something else in terms of texture and in terms of fragrances as well. Could have been nice with cardamom.
Mm-hmm. Did you taste his cardamom or not?
Not that much.
Not that much.
On the other side, it's a very tricky flavor to go in desserts. I love cardamom, but it's something tricky to use also. Dangerous.
So a little breeze of life?
Yeah. Light breeze.
A light breeze. Well, I would say let's leave it there. Or anything else to add for the Egyptian dessert? That's it. Good.
It's
well, we have 2 minutes and 8 seconds left for the next team, which is South Korea. You see the South Korean kitchen there. They're just finalizing their desserts. A few colors there. So let's take a look at lab number 5. And if I am seeing that correctly from afar, it looks like the topic of honey is back. Angela, I don't know if you are in front of lab number 5. What do you see?
Yes, I am in lab number 5. I was just taking a selfie together with this gentleman over here. But I will go back to the kitchens. So yes, we have some supporters from Team Korea that are cheering them on. Go ahead, now is the time to cheer them on. So yeah, 2 supporters here cheering you guys on. Their restaurant-style dessert is looking quite attractive. They're getting ready to send those out. They still have 40 minutes. And what's super interesting is when you look at the kitchen for Team South Korea, the intricate sugar work. So they have this piece. I don't know exactly what it's going to turn out to be, but every single leaf and every single flower is being assembled now bit by bit. It's on the right-hand side of the screen. So every piece is going in super delicately, and it's being inserted in there. Five seconds left on the clock. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, the restaurant-style dessert from lab number 5 for Team South Korea.
So the judges, you see Sofia there in the middle, who was with me in the studio before. They received the South Korean dessert. It's being shown to the media as well. Vincent, what have we got?
At the very first look at it, we've got something which is an evolution of what they presented in Singapore during the Asian Pastry Cup. So this is interesting because we have obviously at least the decoration is very similar. I mean, the setup of the dessert is very similar, and there is obviously an evolution of the presentation, so which is a very first point. Second good point for me, before we can even taste it, there are some local flavors, which is something very important in the World Pastry Cup. We are also here to represent our countries for the competitors. There are some seaweed.
Seaweed?
So there is some seaweed. There is some, definitely there is some Korean flavor.
Seaweed sounds very surprising. I've never...
Texture at least. Let's see, I don't know. But it's interesting because at least we have a strong identity also. Obviously, there is a message here on that. There is also Cara Mandarin, which is a Korean type of mandarin. So,
what about you, Frank?
The restaurant dessert, it seems like your chocolate dessert. So you have a continuation. Vincent is all right. You have typical ingredients. And we don't know the typical ingredients. So perhaps the sun is coming.
Perhaps the sun is coming. I love it. Well, then let's wait for that dessert to come and see if it's going to shine.
Yeah, it says kimbugak. Kimbugak, which is a dried seaweed. So.
We should all eat more seaweed.
I look forward to taste this.
So there you see the countdown of the countries that still have some minutes left to finish up their plated dessert, restaurant-style dessert. Up next after South Korea, it's Japan.
Plus, moi. Ouais, ouais, ouais.
And South Korea's dessert is just entering the studio, being placed here so we can get another close-up shot of the South Korean dessert here in the studio. Let's take a closer look. You also see the recipe being shown on the screen. Flower of Korea is the name of the dessert. We can have a look at it. Oh, wow, there's a lot of noise.
They obviously got support.
It's the Japanese team actually making some noise, probably because Japan is up next, 1 minute and 45 seconds. But now, while we wait for Japan to finish, let's try the South Korean dessert here in the studio with Vincent Bourdin and Franck LACROIX.
Well, Frank was counting the number of sphere, something like that. In fact, there are 9 of them. It's not written there, but it happens that usually in Asia, 9 is the number for longevity.
Chiu, in Chinese, 9 means chiu, which means long. So there you go, longevity, lucky number.
There is also some a small, a very cute part of pulled sugar, so there's definitely a lot of effort here.
So I'm just hearing that we have less than 1 minute left for Japan. We're going to talk about the tasting of South Korea later on. I hand it over to you, Angela.
Thanks, Tanya. I'm just near the kitchen for Team Japan, and there are camera crews, there are microphones, there's everything that's happening over here. There's a lot of frantic work. It looks like the team is almost finished. They have their cheering supporters. Everything's happening over here. It's fantastic. The energy is like 5,000%. So we've got 5 seconds left on the clock. Looks like they're going to be doing some tableside service with this as well. There you go. Kitchen number 6 for Team Japan, their restaurant-style dessert.
So that's the Japanese dessert being presented to the media right now, to the judges. Oh, and there's, look at that. There's something, some smoke, some damp coming out of the Japanese dessert. And as we're showing the Japanese dessert, I can tell you that in the studio here, Franck is still eating the South Korean dessert, and he can't help himself with, it's so good, you're basically saying.
This one, yeah. Yeah, there is some.
Yeah, there is a lot of texture, there is a lot of different tasting notes. There is some acidity, there is some exotic fruits, there is some liquid, there is some creamy, there is some really, I mean, that's an achieved dessert.
So we're talking about the South Korean dessert. Of course, you just saw images of Japan. Vincent Bourdin saying the South Korean dessert was achieved, and Franck shares his opinion. Now, let's take a look at the dessert by Japan being eaten by the judges. And we're going to take a look at what is inside of the Japanese desserts. We have the recipe up on screen called Windmill. That's the name of the dessert. And if you remember correctly, the lollipops by Japan were also called Windmill. They actually even turned. So here again, they're keeping that topic throughout. And maybe Vincent, if you could just comment on the ingredients.
Yeah, interestingly, that there is this is a composition which includes something which is extremely popular in a simple restauration and in simple restaurant desserts. We have a savarin inside, and
which
so
is
obviously soaked, a baba. Which would be obviously soaked. So this is interesting. I was looking at the ingredients which were provided to us. You remember yesterday we are in the winter, and here they are using the fruit of season. They are using pear, which was something which we haven't seen since the first day. I was like, this is strange. We are here, the Coupe du Monde in Lyon in the winter, and there is no winter fruit.
And
there
now,
we go.
There you go. So everything you wished is coming true today. Franck?
Like another team, there are construction with the chocolate cake.
Yeah.
So it's the windmill. This is a wind. It's not surprise, it's a wind. So I expect sun after the wind.
You expect...
But it's very, there is a lot of things to catch.
It is amazing. This is the second team, which compared to yesterday, which is using the Aeolian.
The what?
The Aeolian.
Yes. And
yesterday also, remember?
Yeah, and also Japan had it in the lollipops before. They also had the windmill. By the way, we have it here in the studio right now, so we're showing a close-up. So you see the pier. Is that the part below? Is that the pier? You don't know. Oh, we'll figure it out when we try.
Yes. You're right. This is the pier, and then
so
the savarin would be at the center.
In the middle.
Right.
So you see here another, again, the recipe of the Japanese. But so you mentioned, Franck, you're still waiting for the sun, but the South Korean one dessert before?
Yeah.
The sun was shining there, okay.
But there is 14 elements in this dessert. 14, it's a lot.
14 ingredients in the dessert of Japan. You think it could be too much? Let's find out.
We're also on the international level of competitions. We can't be simple as well, right?
But if the 14 elements make just one flower, hallelujah.
On the other side, there is also something which is super restaurant style, the granité.
Good. We will try then. I would say go ahead and try. As Malaysia is finishing their desserts, they have 30 seconds left. Angela, to you.
Thanks. So here we are just in front of the kitchen. There's 20 seconds left on the clock, and they're putting really the finishing touches, which keep bursting, so I don't mean to burst anyone's bubble, but that's stressing me out quite a bit. If they can get these bubbles underneath those cloches and get those out to the judges in time. They've got 5 seconds left on the clock. And there you have it, the finished restaurant-style desserts from kitchen number 7 for Team Malaysia.
You have to. Bien, la goûter. Tu fait goûter bien.
On y va?
The Malaysian dessert being served now to the judges.
Good. So we're gonna leave the jury go for the next dessert. So we, being no more influential, we can talk about the Japanese desserts.
Yeah, let's talk about the Japanese dessert. Maybe let's come back to the studio while the judges are tasting Malaysia's dessert. We talk about the Japanese because it seems that the sun was shining here. And look at that, Franck not stopping.
Franck, you cannot eat the plate.
It's very good.
Now, it is definitely that the very first point to me that within these 2 days, I don't know what's coming up, but within these 2 days, this is the very first desserts that comes out warm.
It's the first. Well, we were showing Malaysia right now, so maybe let's quickly comment on Malaysia and then come back to Japan once it's gone. We don't have to influence them, but just maybe say what's inside the Malaysian dessert.
Let me take my notes.
Terra Nova is the name. Mango yuzu sauce.
Malaysia.
We are coming back, of course, but this is Malaysia. We're going back to the mango.
Mango there for Malaysia.
We're going to line, but here it's normal. We're going to Malaysia after all. I mean, we are not expecting strawberry from Malaysia, right?
Okay, so let's see when Malaysia comes in. Okay, we want to talk about Japan, I can see. We want to talk about Japan here in the studio.
Okay, the team of Japan make a very, very good dessert. Very good. You know, there is, I told you 14 elements, but just 3 hours will become the sun on your mouth. Pear, vanilla, and chocolate. Bravo.
You should have seen, a pity, you should have seen Frank trying the Japanese dessert. I then went in with my spoon as well. It was warm the first time. And also, Vincent, you mentioned that yesterday.
Yes. Well, it's becoming dangerous. But it's also one element which is coming back very often. I don't know the percentage, but it's pretty high. There is, but beautifully achieved is the meringue ring, which was beautifully filled up. No, it is definitely a very complex dessert, but when it comes to flavors, the combination was very harmonious.
I'm agree.
So I could say maybe the Japanese so far has been your favorite.
For the moment.
For the moment, because we just got the next dessert here. It's the Malaysian one. It's now in our studio. You can see there the close-up. It seems that it's melting, but maybe, I mean, we're not the first ones to get it, so it's falling apart, the flour.
It smells mango.
It smells of mango.
With the eyes also. So, Terra Nova, perhaps a little sun on the wind. Pardon.
And we have 1.5 minutes left for Canada to finish their desserts. Go ahead and try. There you see Vincent and Franck digging in Malaysian mango desserts. Let's get a shot of their faces. Yes. Look at Franck. Ah oui is what he's saying. I'm translating because the microphone is not close enough.
Because I love Malaysia also.
Okay, so you are a little biased. 40 seconds, 30 seconds almost left for Canada. Angela, to you.
This is fresh.
So the freshness was about the Malaysian dessert. We have 15 seconds for Canada to finish. Canada, they're fed. That was the gong.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you're looking at here in the screens is definitely Team Canada. So the plate that's being passed around in front of the members of the media first, that actually already has the item that they're doing the tableside service with. So as you'll see, the judges are being presented the plated desserts, and then it's getting a little bit of tableside service.
The Canadian dessert has been served to the judges. That looks interesting.
Yep.
Like in a soup, is that a soup plate or?
Yeah, it is. It is definitely a soup plate. Remember yesterday we had UK also.
UK also with a soup plate. Yes, I remember that. So maybe. So here's the Canadian dessert. Can we quickly comment on the recipe as it's being shown on the screen?
Hello.
Canada, an evolving landscape is the name.
Yes, because they create a topographic map of the ocean.
A topographic map of the ocean.
For the eye. First.
Here again, we are good news to me when we are going to local flavors, as we have the birch syrup. We have cider. We have pecan. Let's see, verjus apple compote. Sounds at least we know where we are.
Good. So as we're back in the studio right now, let's talk maybe quickly about Malaysia, because I know that you wanted to add something, Vincent, quickly. Before we get the Canadian dessert in the studio, we can still talk about the Malaysian dessert.
The Malaysian desserts represented definitely the flavors of Malaysia. We had the pineapple, we had the mango, we had some citruses. We had there was some things that we analyzed together with Franck. There was a tanginess on the mouth somehow at the end, like maybe a turn of paper or something like that. Huh? There is definitely something which wasn't listed here.
Perhaps a little secret, yes.
A little secret. Do you like secrets?
Oh, yes.
Okay, good. So it's a good thing that there was something extra. And now we're actually just receiving the Canadian dessert here in the studio. Let's take a look at that. We're going to show you a close-up of the dessert here by Canada. 2 more countries left, Tunisia and France. We're right here with the Canadian dessert.
This is a very interesting structure in terms of architecture of the dessert. It is not so common, right?
The only we make on the assiette.
A soup plate is the only one, yeah. Today.
Yeah, today.
No, the structure is interesting. See, in most cases, people would actually use the center of the plate and go things around. Here they are using it in a different way. They are using the structure of the plate almost like a bowl. It's a deep soup plate, and they are using the verticality or the slope of the bowl to construct the desserts like a nest, like not a volcano, but this is like a mine, like an open field mine.
Well, I would say let's dig in. Let's jump in.
Yeah. Well, it remember one of the dessert to make first in chocolate, and you put orange and you make a second dessert on the plate. It seems like that. Perhaps a big surprise.
Perhaps a big surprise. Frank?
Oh, it's a good dessert.
It's a good dessert.
Good? Good.
Good.
It is a good dessert with a very different character compared to the rest. I didn't say neither better or what, but different character. Here we definitely are going into fragrances of winter fragrances.
Great. We were going to talk about the dessert of Canada later on. Maybe still something left to say. But now Tunisia is up next. Less than 1 minute left for it to go out. So Angela, over to you.
Thanks so much, Tanya. Actually, I can barely hear a thing anymore. The entire audience here is just exploding. Team Japan is cheering on for their team. And then we are waiting for Tunisia. I'm just in the back of their kitchen looking over to see what I can see. It looks like their restaurant-style dessert is almost ready. They've got 22 seconds left on the clock. We have only 2 more rounds of tasting left to go, and then it's going to be the judging for the sugar and chocolate showpieces. What an exciting afternoon it has been. We're 5 seconds left for Tunisia. And there's our gong. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the second to last restaurant-style dessert going out from kitchen number 9 for Team Tunisia.
So the Tunisian dessert has been served. You can see it there. The first judges are taking a spoon. It's now being presented to the media as well. And we have one of the pieces in our studio already. So let's talk about it. There's a piece of mandarin on top of it. Vincent, talk us through the ingredients.
I'm looking at it. I can't see They were announcing raspberry.
Oh, they were announcing raspberry. There's no raspberry?
So far, I can't see it.
Maybe we have to taste it.
Tunisie?
Bah oui, of course, look. Huh?
Where?
Sure. Ah non,
Chocolate dessert, no.
No. Okay.
My mistake. I'm very sorry.
No, this is mandarin, pecan, caramel, orange. There's people on the plate.
It's ingredients that have quite strong tastes as well, no?
We are close to here again. We are close to the culture of North Africa, since we do have the caramel. Of course, I mean crème caramel is something ultra famous. Oranges as well. Fragrance-wise, we are in the right sector. Let's see how it tastes by itself.
You're just receiving it now.
Yep.
Oh, there's a little surprise there. Let's look at Frank.
It's a praline.
It's a praline.
Yes, here. And after this chocolate, and also the set caramel, orange, mandarin, and hazelnut. Hazelnut is good. It's good for the earth. It's good for the life.
You like it.
This is where you get it. This is where you get a praline, because, in fact, there is some chocolate and hazelnut together. So that's how you get probably this nutty flavor.
And now we can see Tunisia over there just finishing their plate. Actually, they finished. And oh, France, sorry. Of course,
France.
we are having to France. 3 minutes left. This was Tunisia here that we tasted. Approval. And Vincent, maybe one more word on Tunisia, or that's it?
We have something which is pretty much on nutty taste, chocolatey and nutty taste, with a lot of structure coming from the sponge dacquoise and the biscuits and the cookie below. But that's the main fragrance, definitely.
Okay, good. Well, France has 2 minutes and 20 seconds left, and you can hear a lot of noise throughout the day by the French team there. The last team for this year's World Cup of Pastry. The very last tasting is about to start. 2 minutes left.
So yes, thanks, Tanya. That is correct. There's about a minute and a half left before we see the last restaurant dessert come out. But as you can tell, the stage is actually a bit off the hook at this point in time. There are chefs running from one end to the other end because the sugar and chocolate showpieces are coming out. We even have one of the ice sculptures come out already. Team France is going to be presenting their plated dessert. There's a lot of activity happening here, and now it's a full body thing as all of the fans are now cheering for their teams. It's crazy and it's incredible. The energy is phenomenal out here. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The last restaurant-style dessert of the day here at the World Pastry Cup 2023 at Sierra Leone. And this is for Team France.
Et ça, c'est la France avec son dessert des restaurants. France's restaurant-style dessert is being served. What have we got here?
At the very first look, I would say that we've got risk.
Risk, that's interesting. Risk, why?
Well, there is risk, and I wonder if there isn't some chefs from Brittany here, because there's a lot of buckwheat.
Well, no, one of the chefs is Greek and one of the chefs is Australian.
Eh?
Yes.
The French team.
In the French team. That's why you see some Greek flags waving there.
Janale.
Yeah, but the Japanese also use a lot of buckwheat.
No.
So here we have the dessert l'envol. Did I say that correctly? L'envol?
L'envol.
Vincent for the technical is the gavotte. First is it's looking for like a French dessert.
It looks like a French dessert. How come?
La
What-
classe. La classe. La classe. Bon, d'accord, je suis un peu chauvin. Les étrangers n'entendent pas.
Well, you are both, of course, French of origin and maybe biased.
A little bit.
A little bit biased.
Have you seen the gavotte on the plate? Oh, and they work here of the garden of the grandmother, Savour. There are a story on this dessert. There are a verticality, and it's also in an assiette à soupe.
It's a soup plate.
It's a
Okay.
soup plate, yeah.
And if you have hot and fresh on this dessert, that's a dessert.
It's hot? Do they say it's hot? You don't know.
I saw some fumée là-bas tout à l'heure, mais
No, no, I wouldn't know what was it. There was in fact some bubbles. There could be different reasons for it.
You're a bit skeptical, you seem, Vincent.
No, I'm not skeptical. I'm wondering.
You're curious,
I'm puzzled as we speak right now.
puzzled by its combination.
I don't know what's coming up.
Okay.
I've seen the description. As I said, this is interesting because, as we said, this is a multicultural. This is a multicultural team, which is probably a first time in the history of France at the World Pastry Cup. And then And then also there is some gava, then some buckwheat, which is sobacha praliné. So very interesting. And then again, we have the pear here.
Yeah, but this we like in the Japanese dessert, the pear, which is nice.
Yes, but there is a very old variety of pear called Saint-Germain-d'Hiver.
And that's what it's inside?
It's
there? Yeah. And also you have infused milk. So you have a structure, you have a crunchy, I think, and you have also milk. Incredible, no?
Incredible.
Incredible, but true.
Well, we need to try. Let's see when it comes in, when it makes it into the studio, as the judges are all already having it.
Yes, and you know, I was just told by one of the committee members to announce so that all of the teams can hear as well that they have until 4:10 to put up their sugar and chocolate showpieces. So you can see that there's a lot of frantic activity in the front here. Also, the teams need to be done by 4:10.
Okay, thank you, Angela. So we're looking forward to that, to 4 for the ice sculptures, the sugar chocolate sculptures that need to be set up by then. We'll, of course, show you these images as soon as we're done here with the tasting. And now the French dessert just entering the studio. We can show you another close-up one more time here. And of course, Vincent and Franck, vous êtes invités. You can go and have a look.
Ah oui.
Last desserts of this 2023 World Pastry Cup.
It is the very last dessert of this World Cup.
On le mange?
We show you a little bit of the images still before we can take it now. Yeah.
Chouette.
Chouette, finally.
So. Ouais. Ah, c'est ça. Et pour ensuite finir le jus.
A little suspense here. The French team cheering the French fans. And let's have a look at the faces, Franck and Vincent, because you need to see Franck's face. Yes, you can speak.
There is some warmth here also. The buckwheat is definitely there. This is one of the things which is important in our taste and in our style in cuisine as well. Each ingredient should be here and should be here for a specific reason. The very first specific reason, of course, being its own taste. So we should be able to recognize the taste of each ingredient. Come on. But it's...
Yeah. So are you close to the sun?
I'm happy.
You're
I'm
happy.
This is a French dessert, very, very good. Bravo.
There is also something which is very interesting. That is the first time that I see a dessert being served in a plate with a sort of a, I wouldn't call it a drainer or a grid at the bottom, but obviously there is something at the bottom that's there to collect the liquid.
I'm so sorry, studio, Vincent, Frank, and Tanya. I just want to actually just thank all of the members of the jury for tasting for the restaurant-style dessert, because now the restaurant jury can actually be released if they can hear us You can accept these applause as applause for you. And then so now we're moving directly, and now that that judging round is over, we're moving directly into the sugar and chocolate showpieces. There's 10 official minutes on the clock. Pierre May is coming over. Would you like to say something to the team to motivate?
Thank you for being supporting your teams. And we have 11 minutes until the finish. 11 minutes. Merci à tous de supporter vos équipes. Ça met une drôle d'ambiance, c'est formidable. Ça met une très belle ambiance. Et on a encore 11 minutes devant nous, avant la fin.
Good, so a few minutes left. 10 past 4 is when all the sculptures need to be set up there on these tables. You see Malaysia there setting up their sugar artistic piece sculpture. Their chocolate piece is there as well, and the ice piece might be coming soon. I would like to thank my guests here in the studio, Vincent Bourdin and Franck LACROIX, for commenting this very last tasting. Thank you very much. It was fun having you.
Thank you very much. It was very interesting and then exciting.
Yes, and to test the dessert is wonderful for this wonderful competition.
Absolutely, which is about to end. Here we see Colombia with another artistic piece. So this is the very last bit of this competition, the artistic test, because everything else we had today was part of the tasting test where we had to taste. And this now is just for the eye. And of South Korea here, lab number 5, also placing their pieces. Another B there, so they keep the topic throughout their creations with another floor decoration here. An ice artistic piece by Canada. You also see the cakes and the lollipops that they created throughout the day. So besides the artistic pieces, we also see their desserts. And here Japan, with the windmill energy being a big topic, and the whales. And France, with a monkey. And remember, at 10 past 4, we will be showing all the sculptures with the light, so you definitely need to stay on for that. Here's Argentina, and we are now taking a very short advertisement break, and we'll be right back in a few minutes. Don't go away. See you then.
Together for almost a century, together with cocoa producers, artisans, and all chocolate lovers, we have been moving the needle for a fair and sustainable industry and for creative and responsible gastronomy. Beyond words, we believe in actions. 100% of Valrona's cocoa can be traced back to the producers. As a certified B Corp, we are committed to improving every day. We accompany artisans of good taste in creating works of art with the most beautiful material and to be actors in the sustainable and committed gastronomy of tomorrow. Together, good becomes better.
Your hands, they produce the most beautiful and delicious creations. Day in and day out, we work hard to give you a helping hand. We provide tips, techniques, and quality products, which is why Debic is in good hands with you, and you are in good hands with Debic. Debic, made for professional hands.
And one more time, we're back here in the studio with my very last guest of this World Cup of Pastry. I got Cédric GROLET with me. He's the honorary president of the competition. Just for a quick recap, Cédric, hier, vous avez mentionné que cela va être difficile pour les candidats d'aujourd'hui, compte tenu de ce que les candidats d'hier ont créé. Alors, comment est-ce qu'ils ont fait aujourd'hui?
Déjà, ils m'ont surpris parce que je ne pensais pas que c'était possible de faire encore mieux que hier. Et il y a certaines équipes qui m'ont vraiment impressionné par la rigueur, propreté, l'organisation de leur équipe. En termes de dégustation, j'ai trouvé des choses encore plus fantastiques. Donc en fait, la pâtisserie, ça ne s'arrête jamais et ça, c'est incroyable.
Okay, so I asked Cédric, yesterday he mentioned that it's going to be hard for today's candidates because he was already very impressed by yesterday's work. Now he said that they actually were able to even surpass that, so he was very impressed also by the way that they were working, so very surprised. They definitely could keep up with yesterday. Alors c'est le dernier jour de la Coupe du Monde de la pâtisserie. Quel est votre bilan en général?
Faire un bilan sur tout ce que j'ai vu en 2 jours, je pourrais prendre le micro pendant 1 heure. C'est un rêve d'enfant que je vis et je pense que le public, on le ressent, ils sont très enthousiastes des résultats et de voir leurs équipes gagner. Le bilan que je vois, c'est que je vois des passionnés, des personnes qui aiment leur métier, des personnes qui veulent faire le meilleur. Et je pense au fond de tout, toutes les équipes veulent gagner. Donc ça, c'est incroyable.
So I asked him about recap about the whole Pastry World Cup. He said he could speak for an hour, but very shortly he could see the passion of the teams, how they work. And I can hear we have 3 minutes left for the candidates to bring in their artistic piece, is what we hear Pierre Hermé saying there. So that was the recap by Cédric GROLET here. Let's take a look at what is happening. Yeah, Cédric GROLET here, recap all the passion from this profession in pastry he could see from the hard-working teams here. So, yeah, anything else to add? Quelque chose de plus?
Bah, j'ai envie de remercier toutes les équipes, les participants déjà, le public qui est incroyable, les jurys qui sont très présents pour les candidats et toutes les personnes qui aiment ce beau métier.
He would like to thank everyone involved, the judges, the candidates, everyone who is so passionate about the world of pastry. A big thank you from Cédric GROLET. You saw him, of course, tasting throughout the day. Merci beaucoup, Cédric.
Merci.
And let's go over to the room where Pierre Hermé is giving the last few seconds countdowns, what is left for the teams to finish their artistic piece. Just a few.
There are just under 2 minutes left on the clock for the teams to hurry and finish their showpieces here. Teams are frantically running around. Finishing touches are being placed on. There's a lot of emotion in this room. Everybody be careful in case somebody runs past you as they're putting the finishing touches on anything.
Il reste 1 minute. 1 minute left. Only 1 minute.
Okay, do we have a countdown somewhere for the screens? No, we don't. Okay. But there's 20 seconds left on the clock.
Alors, stop. Plus fort. Plus fort.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what an afternoon that we've had. I'd like to bring all of your attention to move a little bit away from the buffets because now we're gonna rock the house. Go ahead with our light show. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what an incredible 2 days at the World Pastry Cup 2023 here at Syrah in Lyon. We have had phenomenal teams that were competing. We've seen some great work over the past 2 days, and now the judging is over. The chefs and members of the committee are going to go around and they're going to measure all of the sugar and chocolate showpieces, so they still have a bit of work to do. And we also have with me here on stage Pierre Hermé, the president of the Coupe du Monde de Pâtisserie, to say a few words. Pierre? We command a little attention.
Merci à vous tous d'avoir encouragé les candidats, d'avoir manifesté vos émotions, votre plaisir à être là, à regarder ces magnifiques professionnels qui nous ont fait rêver, qui ont donné le meilleur d'eux-mêmes. Et en terminant cette édition 2023 de la Coupe du Monde, je ne peux pas m'empêcher d'avoir une pensée pour Gabriel Paillasson. Gabriel Paillasson ne pouvait pas être là aujourd'hui, mais une pensée émue pour lui et on va lui souhaiter un bon rétablissement. Merci de vos applaudissements pour Gabriel Paillasson. Merci aux candidats d'avoir tout donné, de s'être dépassés et de nous avoir procuré beaucoup d'émotions. Merci au Comité international d'organisation qui a œuvré depuis la dernière édition pour faire vivre cette édition. Merci aux juges de toutes les équipes et aux juges du dessert restaurant, parce que c'est important d'avoir un jury de qualité qui puisse noter en son âme et conscience de manière la plus honnête possible pour ce concours, pour donner l'importance de ce concours.
That was Pierre Hermé, president of the Coupe du Monde de la Pâtisserie, thanking everyone, thanking the candidates, the audience for their emotions, the judges, and also honoring Gabriel Paillasson, the founder of the Coupe du Monde de la Pâtisserie, who couldn't be here today. Well, thank you very much to both of you. Thank you very much, Angela May, for guiding us through there in the action, right in the middle. Vincent Vergniaud, we will see him later on for the prize giving ceremony.
And thank you all for all of you that are watching from home as well. So we want to say that you guys have made a great contest for this year. And Tanya, I leave it over to you to close.
Thank you very much. Yes, also from my side to all of you watching us remotely and in the room. We'll be back at 17:45, so 5:45 for the prize-giving ceremony with a live stream. So if you want to watch that, then make sure to tune in. And if you're into culinary cuisine in general, then make sure to tune in tomorrow, because Angela, Vincent and I will be back for the Bocuse d'Or for Sunday and Monday, which will be also live streamed here. Well, this was it from our side. It was my pleasure to host throughout the 2 days. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias. Shukran, grazie mille. Hasta la prossima. Arrivederci, ci vediamo. Goodbye, and thank you very much.
Together for almost a century, together with cocoa producers, artisans, and all chocolate lovers, we have been moving the needle for a fair and sustainable industry and for creative and responsible gastronomy. Beyond words, we believe in actions. 100% of Valrona's cocoa can be traced back to the producers. As a certified B Corp, we are committed to improving every day. We accompany artisans of good taste in creating works of art with the most beautiful material and to be actors in the sustainable and committed gastronomy of tomorrow. Together, good becomes better.
Your hands. They produce the most beautiful and delicious creations. Day in and day out, we work hard to give you a helping hand. We provide tips, techniques, and quality products, which is why Debic is in good hands with you, and you are in good hands with Debic. Debic, made for professional hands.
Dobla, we aim for the finest indulgence. Cake, pastry, a dessert, coffee, or ice cream should not just taste great, it has to look irresistible too. We therefore work with the world's best pastry chefs and chocolate professionals who understand that people buy with all their senses. Our chocolate decorations help our customers create exciting experiences for their consumers. That's the Dobla touch.